This is Diamond Talk on SBC Radio. I'm Tyler Brent with Owen Krukoff and Anthony Colucci. Today we're going to be talking about the All-Star Game, who should start the game, who should be the last American League Home Run Derby candidate, and who should win the final vote. Guys, I think we should start with the starting pitchers. For the American League, I don't really think there's much debate if Scherzer is undefeated at the point.
I think Leland said Scherzer's going to pitch on Saturday, so he's most likely not going to start. So I'm thinking like John Lester. He's having a good year. I think there's not as much a debate in the American League as there is in the NL. I mean, there's a lot of good pitchers in the NL. There's Jeff Locke, there's Clayton Kershaw, Adam Wainwright, Matt Harvey. They're all having great years and they're all young. So personally, I think it should be Harvey because I think it's a tie, and then just because it's at Harvey's home ballpark. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of the debate seems to be swirling around Matt Harvey. Should he start at his home game in on his home field in the All-Star Game? I'm not really a fan of giving him the start just because he is the hometown favorite. But if you look at his stats, they're right up there with all the other guys, so I think he could make the case for Harvey pitching. I would go Clayton Kershaw simply because he's got an ERA under 2 and his whip is close to .9. What do you think, Owen?
I personally could go with Harvey just because it's at Citi Field. I don't believe he is the best pitcher in the NL right now, but this is different. This is the All-Star Game. It's not the Cy Young Award. A good amount of the fans in that stadium are going to be Mets fans, and they're going to want to see Matt Harvey.
All right, we'd love to hear your input. The fans, call us 1-800-SBC-TALK if you have your thoughts on who should start the All-Star Game. And it looks like we do have a caller, Ryan from Montclair, New Jersey.
What's going on, guys? I'm a huge fan of the show. Let's stick to this All-Star Game. Let's talk about a little bit about Puig because it's very interesting. A lot of people think he should play. A lot of people think he shouldn't. I think he should personally because he's hot, and let's face it, the NL wants to win this game for home field advantage in the World Series. How do you guys feel about that?
I think Puig's he's a great player. He's doing great things through his first month, but with the All-Star Game, you want to have the season's best players. I mean, so I think he should because we don't know what he's going to turn into. Like next year, like Jeff Francoeur had a good start like this, but he became an average player that just travels to major leagues now. So this isn't MVP or Hall of Fame. I think it's just the season's best players. I think that's what he is this year. He's one of the season's best players. What do you think, Owen?
I do not think he should be in the All-Star Game simply because he hasn't been around long enough. He's only been just over a month, and he has had one of the best beginning of careers in the history of baseball, but that's all it is. It's just the beginning. And he'll have many more opportunities to get into the All-Star Game. He has great stats, but it's been such a short period of time. It most likely is not an accurate representation of how his career will turn out. And there's much better candidates, I believe, on the final vote list. Hunter Pence, Ian Desmond, I think both of them are more deserving. Also, Adrian Gonzalez, Puig's teammate in LA, probably deserves it more than he does.
Yeah, I've got to go with Owen here. When I look at who should be an All-Star, I try and look at the whole stat line, who's got better overall statistics to that point in the season. And so when I look at this final vote for the National League All-Star Game, I would probably go Freddie Freeman or Adrian Gonzalez. I just think they've had the best overall numbers of any of those 5. Puig's had a great start, hitting over 400. I think he's going to be a very good player in the league, but given that he's only played 35 games and he has, 20 runs batted in compared to Freeman's 55, I don't think it's fair to put in a guy who has dominated the game for 35 games versus someone who's had a great 80 games.
Well, the thing with the final vote is it's for the fans, and I think Puig's a fan favorite, so that's why he should go. And another thing is Ian Desmond, I think, is having a great year. I don't know why he wasn't named initially and that he's in the final vote, but every year there's always the players that don't want to be part of it, so probably a couple of people who lose the final vote will join the team next week in New York.
All right, so as a fan favorite, Puig he probably will win this final vote, although he's currently losing. We're going to take a break. Give us your calls, 1-800-SBC-TALK. We'll hear you after the commercial break.